not right, 'cause I want to draw this big enough. You know, what you're talking about like this is say, hey, if I was starting in a tight front, right? You know, so let's say I'm going 2-4 eyes, head up nose, jack, and the splits are a little screwed up over here, you know, but I'm gonna draw it like that. Yeah. You know, and I'll get it, let's get it, let's do this. Okay. All right. So let's just say I'm playing type 4 and I got it like this. Okay. So we're playing this and we know the issues with type 4. You know, the biggest one, I should have done like this. The biggest one is being a C gap issue. Yeah. So, all right. So what can I do to complement that C gap issue with some players? Like we go back to that. See, I just talked about 2 players. Hey, there was we had the Petrie kid. I had Terrell Bernard in those 2 spots. Right. So how could I do some things that could really complement them? Right. So 2 things would be, hey, it's a tilted set. We're going to get probably same side zone play. Right. And that's the issue attacking that C gap area. Right. So, you know, one, we talked about, you mentioned something about the plugs and scraping. So, and this plug, the first one would be plugging inside, which a bunch of guys have been around, have seen me draw this a million times. We're VTech in the guard. So if I get the down, I'm plugging him right into the point of attack on the running back. You know what I mean? And if he's got a nasty niche, you know, like that guy, I've had several backers do that. They've got a niche for getting skinny, flipping their body, getting skinny through there, even when the tackle comes down on them, to be able to feel that pressure, lean back on it, and be able to make that play. If the back cuts away, they can bend tight enough where they can make that play. You know, and that would, again, that would be, hey, simple as this, but on that zone, we're giving this guy, that backer, a position to, you know, obviously do the things he does well, and it complements and affects a weakness on the defense. Okay. So in that same concept, and I'm going to draw off the strong side first, right? Because that is kind of a tight thing. If you want to talk about the 4 down, the odd roll first. Okay. And that C gap is always an issue. So there's 2 things here. So, okay, now let's say, hey, I have a guy that's really good at pressure and he's blitzing and he's a disruptive, got an ability to bend and make plays. Well, then it turns into, hey, what can I do on this one? I can just go 3 down, nickel fire through this thing, you know. And again, on the down scheme, he's in it, whether I give him a bend call where he's going to bend to the back, or I'm going to put him on the quarterback for the RPO game. You know, and some of really what you want to do on that thing is where you sit him, surf him, or whether you climb him. Which when you climb him, that's all we're gonna bend it first tight as we can, and then we're gonna climb to the back because we're trying to get him a pole read on the RPO. And if you got a guy that's really good at that, at selling it, he can make a lot of things happen. You know, so again, that would be something that, hey, where Jalen Petrie was a kid that was a tremendous player. And so I could put him in a specific spot on this call to make sure that, again, he could impact the point of attack, you know, and I'm using something he's really good at because he was really good at timing the pressures. He was really good at disguising it, timing it, and then he just had a, you know, great knack to, you know, bend, chase, and do anything he had to do to disrupt that play, right? So kind of going into that game plan, it's the same thing. Like that's 2 basic things we would do off that, right? And then you say, oh, okay, well, there's RPO. Oh, we're just going to throw the RPO. Okay. And so what is it? So out here, and I don't know if you can see that pretty good, but I'm just going to get him out of the picture. He's blitzing. So here, you know, hey, simple one is draw it down, you know, and play 3. Okay, great. Yeah. But the other one would be to, you know, trap the corner and play a half, you know. And then obviously off that same look with the 3 down, right, we would take that weak side safety, right, start to make it look like he's rolling down. I'm going to the half and trap the 2 if there's a slot glance team with the backside safety. So I'm giving them a couple different looks. And then really the whole measure here on this is what we're trying to do is say, hey, with him dropping down, if you try to throw that glance early, and we always dropped him down to a depth of, if he's going to drop, we don't want to come down any farther than 8. Right. And that's really the reason behind that is because if you drop down too far, he's got a chance to clear the guy and have the window for the glance route. Right. And so we don't want him to hold the football and hit the glance behind him. So capture late to where he really takes the glance away by the depth of him, right? So we want that, hey, don't throw it early because the free safety got a chance to get it, right?